The sun. Oh my gosh. Hello again, and Merry Kitschmas to us all. I know Christmas is going to look a bit different to most of us this year. I know I won't be seeing my friends or family, unfortunately. I'm all about safety, and so a lot of us will be turning to a very Zoom Christmas instead. And since there won't be the usual holiday parties to get dressed up for, that is not going to stop me from getting into my full Kitschmas spirit. So this week I'll be recreating some vintage Christmas accessories that you can wear on your Zoom family Christmas to still feel like you're dressing up a little and having a fun time. These are going to range from simple and subtle to very out there, and we'll be working our way up from the most subtle to the most extreme throughout the video. I'm mainly going to be taking my inspirations from the Christmas aesthetic of the 50s and early 60s. As those eras, it was sort of the blend of cute, kitschy, kind of creepy, and a bit surreal, which you know I am all about. So let's get started with project number 1. Oh, that's 2. Project number 1. For this first project, I'm taking my inspiration from these classic Christmas corsages. Now, the one I've been wearing is a true vintage one, which you can see here. And these corsages came in a wide range of themes, baubles, and kitschness. Some would be quite simple, like the one that I'm wearing, and they go even more extreme. You can see this one here, which I wore for Christmas a few years ago, has a tiny little snow lady on it. She's got tinsel, she's got pipe cleaners, she's got shiny baubles. It ticks all of those kitschy boxes. This project is pretty fast and simple. You'll need craft wire and wire cutters, hot glue, some paper. This could be vintage Christmas ephemera, wrapping paper you have around the house, or just some craft paper that you want to cut up or paint. And finally, you will need just a general assortment of Christmas tat. It's Celinda's magical shop of Christmas tat. Look at all of that junk. 99% of it is salvage from the charity shop, thrift stores, so I am just recycling existing junk. I'm making crap-tastic. For this project, I think I'm going to go for a very traditional Christmassy green and red and gold and silver theme. Now, out of all the tat that I have at my disposal, I actually don't have any silvery leaves, so I'm gonna make those myself. I'm going to take this bit of construction paper that I have left over from a different project, cut it out in a leaf shape, and paint it silver. With the leaves all painted, now I am going to get to the last piece I really need to make, and that is I am going to use this vintage bit of paper, so vintage Santa, and I'm going to be pasting him onto this, hey, come on, out the tree, onto a bit of card to give him a bit more stability. Luckily for me, this is a vintage letter seal, so all I gotta do is lick him. It's like 70-year-old glue. And now we're gonna cut them out. All right, so with it all put together, it is time to attach it. So you can either use a safety pin, attach a pin back to it, or you can just go in with a glass head needle and try to shimmy it. And then you are pretty much done with this first craft. And let's get into project number 2.
I wish I knew something to keep my man out of the street.
This next project is very easy to transition to if you've already done project number 1 because it uses almost all of the same materials. This project is based off of 1950s Christmas party hats. It seems from all the pictures I could find that during these Christmas parties, back in the day, people would wear really wacky headpieces. I did a similar thing a few years ago. When I last wore that corsage that I was talking about in the last project, I also made this headpiece to go with it. I just thought it would be really fun to make a Christmas kitschy crown to match my lady, and I'm going to do the same thing today with my cheeky little Santa. For this project, you'll need hot glue, a headband, or one of those little head combs, and that same general Christmas tat. It starts out aesthetic and then just turns into a mess, like actual Christmas. So I do have some combs and a headband, but I think I want to go for a headband. So I want it to mirror the corsage I've already made. And you know, there's not too much to say or explain here. You pick out your stuff, try out a few different combinations, see what looks best, and glue that shit on. I know this looks very interesting for cats. Very interesting indeed. All right, these are done and I think they're looking pretty great. I'm loving my little crown. I think it turned out so nice. These are made out of entirely thrifted materials. Like, I've got every single piece on this from the thrift store. But yeah, I feel like I'm ready for a Christmas Zoom party. But I know what you're thinking. Celinda, what if I want to do something that's just not gluing junk to other junk? And I'd say, what do you have against hot glue?
It literally gets everywhere, you burn yourself. Hot glue strings literally taking over your house.
Okay, I get it. Do not worry, I saved the most ambitious for last, and let's get into it. Project number 3. This last project is definitely my most ambitious one for today, and that is trying to recreate these 1950s, 1960s Christmas tree hats. I found a lot of examples of this throughout the years, and they still do make them to this day, but they don't have the kitschness that I'm looking for. I've seen it worked into hairdos. I've seen them range anywhere from small little mini hats to big elaborate witch-like hats. And I want to try to make one. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but gosh darn it, I'll try. Then no one will be able to question who has the most Christmas spirit on your Zoom call. So let's get into it. For this project, you will need more craft wire, a butt ton of tinsel, and any assortment of baubles or junk you want on your Christmas tree. To get started on this crazy monstrosity, we are first going to have to make a base out of wire. This wire is a bit thin, but we're just gonna say any bit that doesn't quite turn out is just adding to the kitschy vibe. I think I want to make it like sitting a little back on my head. So I think that is a good shape for the base. This is so flimsy, I'm going to wrap a second wire around it just to give it a little bit more strength and density. Feeling a lot more secure. It's still not like amazing, but we're gonna work with what we have. I'm going to attempt to make a little structure, a little internal structure with which I will drape, you know, the tinsel on. And I'm gonna double wrap all of my wire, otherwise there will be no chance. Okay, I now have my 4 sticks and my base, so I'm going to try to make them into a pointy little elf hat. Okay, now that this beautiful thing is like this, I guess let's try to turn it into something. Excuse me, Moira. I need to use this. Excuse me, no. This is my tinsel. Thank you, thank you. I would love to be able to use just this one for it, but if not, I do have this to back up. So I'm just gonna start, tie a little knot at the end and drape it round, and we'll see where we get to. So I guess now is the time to try it on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's looking pretty funny. I'm going to tie a ribbon around it so we get, you know, a little bit more security. But yeah, it's looking like a little Christmas tree. So now it's time to decorate. Okay, since this is such a statement piece as is, and you know, its structural integrity isn't the most amazing, I am going to keep the decorations fairly simple. See if I can drape this, oh yeah, sounds super interesting for cats, doesn't it? Thing around my tree. Yep, that's looking pretty good. Oh my God. And then, like I said, I want to keep it simple, so I think just these red things I got from the charity shop, and just stick them in so they're that little pop of color. Oh my gosh, I'm a beautiful Christmas tree. Except I need to ribbon up so I can actually wear this thing. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I am a beautiful Christmas tree. Wow, it actually turned out okay. Let me get a better shot. Well, what do you think? I actually really like it. I think it's so funny. I love it. I think it's so cute. I just think the people in the 50s and 60s were on to something when they were just like, let's make Christmas a little bit absurd. Wow, I do really like this stupid little tree on my head. Oh, we made it! I think all 3 of these pieces turned out really good. I love my little Santa guy. These look great together, and this Christmas tree hat, I sort of had this idea at the very last moment. I think I have the stuff to make it work, and I'm so glad I did, because I love this tree. So I think out of everything, this Christmas tree hat was my favorite. It's just so absurd and funny and cute at the same time. Which one was your favorite? I would love to know if you try any of these for yourselves, if you have any vintage Christmas ephemera. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you could like it. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe. I upload new videos every Friday. Oh, except next week I'm going to be taking a week off. Yeah, I'm taking next week off. It's Christmas. So I upload every Friday, except for next week. Anyway, I hope you have a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!